What's up, guys? We actually have a couple of spots left over tonight, so I'm going to make those available shortly. All right, let's see. We have 8 leftover prospect non-firsts and 3 leftover firsts. Going to drop the non-first into the chat first. 8 players for $8 total there. And then the firsts, 3 players for $5 total there. If anybody wants to pick those up, first reply in the chat can grab those. And I will put the PayPal Venmo information up for those if anybody needs it. Mike, getting both. Mike, I just deleted your name from having them from last week. I got to undo my delete now. Mike, you got them both. Oh, no, I didn't press delete. Perfect. Mike, you got them. So that's 13 total. And let's see. Let's get into choosing our boxes. We'll try and get a quick start tonight. We have 1 super, 2 hobbies to pick for tonight. Let's go the super first because that is in the middle of the camera. We have 3 to choose from. First person to list 1, 2, or 3 can choose the super box. And then we'll choose the hobby boxes. 2, Aaron. Aaron chasing the Japanese trout again. Is that what we were calling him? 2 for Mapes also. It's going to be 2 for tonight. Miura chasing again. And then 2 hobby boxes. We have 5 to choose from. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 numbers between 1 and 5 can pick the hobby boxes. Number 4, 3, 3, 4. Everybody in agreement. Perfect. So 1 and 2 and 5 back in the box. One and 2 and 5 back in the box. And let's see, that is number 3 and 4. So we'll start with box number 3. So Adam, what's going on, man? Adam and Jason choosing the first box that we're going to rip of the night. We'll see if we could find something crazy like we had on Sunday. For those of you guys who weren't in Sunday's break, first super jumbo of the night ended up having all refractors, 585 refractors, 5 color hits, and 10 base autos in it. See if we can get something crazy like that again. There's some sirens go by to start the break. Yeah, that was crazy. It was a lot of sleeving in the break. All right, here we go. Starting things off tonight. I feel like we've had a bunch of sudden signings go on in the majors. Some non-roster invitee announcements that made me aware of a lot of players that the Mets had that I did not realize they had signed or traded for at some point. Jose Ramos, name that I think we probably all remember as a decent chase in Bowman at some point. Did not realize somehow he ended up a Met. I don't think we've made any deals with the Dodgers recently, so don't know how Jose Ramos ended up a Met or if it's a different Jose Ramos. I think Tsung Che Chang is also a Met now, as well as somebody else I can't remember. Snack Pack would be an equivalently equally good way to start things off, but maybe next box. Let's see, missed the Ike spot by a nanosecond tonight. Kids distracted you. Well, we'll see. We'll see what ends up getting pulled for that Ike spot tonight. All right, and we are off. I saw Chris Bassett today, signed by, I believe it was the Orioles on like a $15 million 1-year deal. I like that move for the Orioles. I like that for whoever would end up with Bassett. Couple colors to start here, including an in-action mini diamond and a titanium. And right off of the bat, first name dropped in the chat, Ike Irish hits a mini diamond in action behind that titanium of Landon Hoge, numbered 53 of 100. Number 15 of 150 for Ike Irish. So a couple of nice hits to start. Hagen Smith starting things off with the chromes with a base. Tanner Franklin, Blake Mitchell, Griffin Hughes, Miguel Sima. I believe Miguel's uncle is back in the break tonight. Not sure if he's in the room. We also had Weidman, a Weidman family member in the break. I'm not sure if he's going to be in the room either. Sebastian Walcott, Chrome, Mason Peters, Mitch Voigt getting our first insert, prize prospect, refractors of Gustavo Melendez and James Tibbs. And let me get some penny sleeves and some top loaders out to start this thing off tonight. Like spot paid for only 44. Wow, it only went 44 tonight. I didn't catch that one. Got some Olympics going on in the background. If anybody was wondering why there's bagpiping going on in my apartment right now. Hoge and Irish on the board. All right, what else did I miss in the chat? Let's go Lugo tonight. Someone else got Japanese Mike Trout tonight. Hamate is going to be this year's news in the baseball world. That was Corbin Carroll. I am in New York City, K-Cone. Steele, Kaysen, Tyler, and Billy for Mapes. That looks like just a regular insert. We have an X-Fractor coming up of the number 2 overall prospect, according to some, Kevin McGonigal. Bryce Cunningham, Chrome, Landon Hoge, Rainiel Rodriguez. Was the Francisco Lindor thing a Hamate too? I heard he's getting some kind of surgery. I don't know why he waited until now to get the surgery instead of doing it at the beginning of the postseason. Joshua Flores, Yoandy Morales, JT Quinn, Walker Yannick. I did hear that's only a 4-week thing for Lindor, though. I didn't hear the how long they thought the Corbin Carroll thing was going to take. JoJo Parker, Axis insert, Malcolm Moore refractor, and speaking of my Mets, there is a Mitch Voigt refractor In pack number 2, few nice refractors on the board already for big names. Irish and McGonigal. That could be a refractor auto in the middle of all of that. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. What is that going to be? That's interesting. We have a Nolan Schubart base auto as our first auto of the break. Grant Richardson, Charles Duvallin, Tommy White, Nick Becker, Spencer Jones, upside down refractor of Cash Mayfield, dropped in the middle of the pack with a refractor of AJ Russell. So we might not be getting all refractors, but looks like we are getting a couple of extra refractors in this pack, interestingly. Antonio Jimenez Chrome, Yoswar Gonzalez, Jojo Parker Prize Prospects, Michael Oliveto Chrome, Shotaro Mori, Riley Quick, Slade Caldwell, Xavier Nines Draft Night, Mike Sirota, and Patrick Forbes Refractors. Lindor is a hamate as well. Alvarez had the hamate issue in the middle of in spring training last year also. And I think that kept him out a little bit more than 4 weeks for his hamate issue. So we'll see if Lindor's is also longer than 4 weeks. Lindor, a traditionally slow starter, so getting him off to missing 4 weeks at the start of the season is not necessarily a good sign. I was wondering why they kept him out of the World Baseball Classic. I had heard some rumors about them just not wanting him to play, but I guess that is the real reason that they decided to let Soto go, but did not let Lindor go to the World Baseball Classic. We have a Chrome Johnny Farmello, Mason McConaughey, Arjun Namala, Quentin Young, J.D. Thompson, Alfredo Duno, J.B. Middleton, Prize Prospects Kate Anderson, refractors. So this box is just all over the place with the refractors and the base cards. Kyle Lodice and Tommy Troy refractors. And then, whoa, okay. There's an auto in a very strange place. Nick Becker base auto. Jackson Wiggins Chrome, Chase Shores, and Cam Caminiti Chrome. So that was a very weird pack. Never seen a pack out of this product in that order before. Nick Becker getting our second auto, second base. Second in the first stack, which is weird too. A couple of decent names there for the first 2 autos, Becker and Schubart. Let's see what else we have going on in the chat. What gave it away that I was in NYC, K-Con? Let's see. I definitely think you're right on the $40 for the mini diamond Irish, Adam. Oh, yep, Voigt on the board. Lindor's a hamate. Sounds like some are getting injured, ramping up for spring training. Jackson Holiday hamate too. Wow, I didn't catch that one. Who picked this box? There's some interesting stuff coming on the board. Let's get a color auto on the board now. All right, there's a normal ordered pack, at least we think. Whoops, almost skipped the sky blue paper. Sky blue paper, Braden Montgomery, number 127 of 499. Then we have Yosua Lugo on the board for who was it? For Aaron. Gavin Fine, Matt Barr, Kate Anderson, Brady Ebel, Adonis Guzman, and Jamie Arnold. Nice names on the board in that pack. 4 nice first rounders there. Zaire Hope, Axis insert. Dean Curley and Gavin Turley first refractors. So decent pack there. Evil Cade getting on the board. Our first that will top load of the night. First Chrome, that is. And Gavin Fine the second. Braden Montgomery, Sky Blue. We'll give that one a top load as well as we get more sirens going off in the back. Busy night in New York City. The sirens, yep. They are very regular here. Apes need some color. See, Fine is on the Nats now from the Mackenzie Gore deal. Yep. A bunch of upside down stuff in this one, or maybe just the first card that's upside down. And starting off the chromes, we have Sean Youngerman, Cade Obermueller, Charlie Condon, Mason Neville, Christian Fauch, Liam Doyle, Peter Cousseau, Travis Bazzana Prize Prospects, another Kevin McGonigal refractor, and Xavier Nines refractor. Good start from McGonigal, and Doyle getting on the board. Bunch of big name first round pitchers. Doyle, Arnold, Cade Anderson now on the board. There is a sky blue chrome and a speckle coming up in this one. Cameron Millar is the speckle non-numbered and the sky blue non-numbered. We will see. Yulfran Castillo chrome, Caden Kent, Johnny Lavelle, Titan Gray, Max Williams, Andrew Salas, Anthony Ianson, James Tibbs sky blue chrome, and refractors of Michael Lombardi and Caleb Wing. Nats got a first and a 12th round pick for that in that deal. I mean, they gave away a big name in Mackenzie Gore, and that really makes the Rangers about as good a pitching staff as there is in the major leagues at this point. Up there with all of the all-stars that the Dodgers have on their staff. So they re-signed Evan Phillips today as well. I believe he was on the team last year. Of all the things I follow, relief pitchers are not exactly the thing that I follow the most, but I believe Evan Phillips was a Dodger. We have a base chrome of Cameron Maldonado, Dax Kilby getting on the board, Ryan Waldschmidt, Dean Livingston, Josh Owens, Kalen Culpepper, Cooper Fleming, Arjun Nimala Axis insert, and then refractors, 3 refractors, an extra. All right, we'll take that. Theo Gielan, Dean Livingston, and Kaysen Cunningham. Nice Cunningham hit. Livingston and Dax on the board. Anybody hear anything about what's going on with Bowman Sapphire? Bowman Draft Sapphire. They released the product today at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. They sent out emails to everybody that I know saying that they didn't receive any cases, but they haven't sent anything at all about boxes yet. And from what it looks like, nobody's received any confirmation that they got any cards yet, because I haven't seen anybody post anything on eBay except for a couple of people that somehow got their hands on them and have them listed for like $3,000 to $5,000, which is obnoxious of them. We have a yellow reptilian starting off here, and it's a big one. As the sirens come through, we get Cade Anderson on the yellow reptilian, 20 of 75 for the 3rd overall pick. Nice hit. Best hit of the box so far, Carlos Legrande chrome, Billy Carlson getting on the board, Tim Piastenson, there's another Ike Irish, Luke Dickerson, Nolan Sailors, Brody Brecht, another Cade Anderson draft night insert, refractors of Franklin Arias and Aiden West. So nice pack there. Big color coming out. And a couple more nice prospects in Carlson and Irish in chrome. Congrats, Cade Spot. Let me get all of letters out of this first box. And we'll put that one front and center to start this break off. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the Sapphire situation. I was hoping that would go through today, and If I miraculously was able to get any, I could post a break for next Wednesday, but that did not happen. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow and see if they get the Sapphire stuff figured out. Anybody get any confirmations that they received a box? We have Yandel Ricardo, Chrome, Nate Sneed, Ryan Sloan, Colin Yeaman, Riley Kelly, JJ Weatherholt, Cade Crossland. We have Gavin Fine again, this time in action. Refractors of Aaron Watson and Devin Taylor. Two more nice cards there, although a little bit of top right corner damage on that Devin Taylor. Anybody put in for a case and not receive an email back that they did not receive a box or did not receive the case? I mean, sorry. Yeah, did not receive any email at all, because that's probably a positive email at this point. Still no more color. Hopefully this is not going to be our last auto, and it is 3 base autos, but a nice one to finish off. Steele Hall getting on the board with a base auto. So Schubart, Becker, and Steele Hall base autos. Nice way to start things off with a few nice players and a big first rounder there. Jacob Reimer Chrome, Landon Harmon, Jesus Madej, Justin Lampkin, Elian Pena, Cameron Millar, Connor Griffin, Jesus Madej Axis insert, Bazana, and JoJo Parker refractors. Just making sure you guys can hear me in the chat, making sure that the stream is working, and it's just the a quiet chat today and not any kind of an issue on my side. Nice Steele Hall. We'll get that up there with the Cade Anderson. So for a box with 3 base autos, not a bad way to start. Let me just know in the chat if everything's working, the stream and the audio, before I go into the next pack, to make sure there's not any kind of technical issue going on here. Thanks, Takumi. Appreciate the confirmation. Takumi ranked number 2 along with mates. Whatever these rankings mean that YouTube randomly put in a couple weeks ago. Thanks, Aaron and Arnett. And final pack of box number 1. Starting off with a case in Cunningham. Extra refractors all over this box. Josiah Hartshorn, another Steele Hall. Eli Willits getting the refractor. Jesus Madej, double Eli Willits refractors. That's fun. If it's going to happen, might as well be the number 1 pick. Caleb Blaze and Josiah Hartshorn. So it's been a theme of the last couple of breaks. Extra refractors popping up all over the place, including 2 Eli Willits refractors in the last pack of box number 1 to round out what was low-key a pretty nice first box. Two Willits refractors and a case in Cunningham to finish up box number 1. And we will go into hobby box number 2. Need some more color autos. Let's see, box number 2 is the box that Takumi and Mapes chose. So Mapes, let's see if you had any better luck on your box call, color auto wise at least. Not a bad box in total. We'll always take a Steele Hall and a low-numbered Cade Anderson. Verlander went back to the Tigers. I did not catch that at all. That's an interesting pitching staff. How is Verlander, like 43 now? So Verlander, Skubal, Framber, Valdez, all in one staff is definitely interesting. Assuming the Tigers get McGonigal up at some point, along with their already solid roster from last year, that could be a very interesting team. All right, hobby box number 2 of the night is empty. Mapes and Takumi's box. Definitely have no problem rooting for the Tigers as long as they're not against the Mets. Starting things off, green paper. Green paper of Kalen Culpepper. Matthew Fisher Chrome, Ethan Petrie, Nate George, Joseph Zerwa, Josiah Hartshorn, another Steele Hall, CJ Gray, Shotaro Mori Axis, Nick Becker, and Caleb Bonemer refractors. Becker with a refractor and a base auto now. Kalen Culpepper, 44 of 99 on his green paper. Steele Hall having a decent break for himself now, too. 2 base and a chrome. Some color autos. Let's go with some color autos. It's been tough over the last break plus now. And there is a fuchsia reptilian coming up. It is not an auto. It is Pico Cone, numbered 37 of 199. Fuchsia reptilian. Rock Riggio. Chrome. Cody Bowker. Leo DeVries. Jake Monroe. Eduardo Quintero. Trevor Cohn. Carson Benj. Max Blue getting a sky blue refractor, and regular refractors of Tanner Franklin and Eduardo Quintero. JV is 43 on February 20th, so by this time the season starts, he will be 43 years old. That is getting up there with the tempo of the baseball game nowadays. He certainly seemed like he was struggling with the tempo when he was a Met, although seemed to figure it out after that. Enough to no, it was Scherzer that won the World Series. And then almost another. Did he go back? Did Scherzer go back to the Dodgers? I don't think I heard that, but I didn't hear anything about Scherzer, and I don't think he's still a Blue Jay. We have Cameron Nelson starting off the Chromes, Kyson Witherspoon, Connor Essenberg, Seth Hernandez, getting a bunch of big names out for the first time, Tommy Troy, another Mitch Voigt, the Simon Chrome, Esmerin Valdez, JoJo Parker, prize prospects, refractors of Dvalin and CJ Gray. First, Seth on the board. We had 2 autos in the first row last time. So far, none in the first row in this one. Will that change in the last pack of the first row? I hope it does, because we have True Blue coming up, and I want it to be an auto, and it is our first color auto, and it's Gage Wood, number 4 of 150, True Blue for Gage Wood. Pico Cone, Chrome, Jordan Yost, Gabe Davis, Josh Hammonds, Aaron Walton, Max Clark, another Kason Cunningham, Jamie Arnold draft night, and refractors of Tommy White and Ryan Mitchell getting on the board. First time for Mitchell in any kind of card tonight with a refractor. Cunningham. Hammond seems to be somebody that people are getting behind in the hobby. I think they have him as the number 2 prospect already for the Royals. Gage Wood getting our first. Let's see. I'm going to take down the 2 base autos, and we'll put the Gage Wood up there on the stand on the side. Let's try and get them a McGonigal. No glare on it. One more try. We'll take that. Let's see. He said he might wait until the season starts to sign. You can do that when you're Max Scherzer, I guess. Continuing on to stack number 2. We have Chrome starting off with Tyson Lewis, Max Ballou, Jinseng Ko, Dominic Reed, Ryan Mitchell back on the board for the second time now, Caleb Bonemer, Murph Gray, Mitch Voigt prize prospects, and refractors of Hagen Smith and Murph Gray. Double Murph Gray pack. Who do you think are the top rookies in 26? My sleeper that we were talking about last season was Moises Ballesteros. Nolan McLean will probably be up there, assuming he seems like he's going to start the season in the majors. I don't think that Benj is going to start the season in the majors, but that could be a sleeper name as well. Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon starting off this pack, Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, Yoswar Gonzalez, Miguel Sima on the board for the second time, Sebastian Walcott, Kyson Witherspoon in action, Griffin Hughes, and there. Speaking of Carson Benj, there he is in a refractor. Trying to think who are the big potential names in the American League. Anybody that came up at the very end of last year, like DeLauder. I don't think DeLauder is going to win Rookie of the Year. I think Bubba Chandler will probably be in the mix for a potential Rookie of the Year bid as well. We have a base, J.R. Ritchie starting off this pack. Sean Gamble, Luke LaCourse, Nate Snead, back-to-back Angels pitchers, Mason Peters, Yoani Morales, JT Quinn, Gavin Fine, draft night, refractors of Cunningham and Brian Curley. Is Jack still eligible? I want to say no, but I could be wrong about that. I'm assuming DeVries is still at least a year away. I think he's like 18 still, maybe 19. We have a base Ryan Sloan, Colin Yeaman, Carlos Legrande, Billy Carlson on the board for the second time, Walker Yannick, J.D. Thompson, Alfredo Duno, JoJo Parker Axis insert, refractors of Hoge and Spencer Jones. See Basayo. Ooh, yeah, Basayo is definitely a strong possibility for what better be a turnaround Orioles team this season. McLean, is Colson Montgomery? I think Colson Montgomery might have had enough at bats to disqualify himself. So looking for 2 autos in this last row, and we're going to start off with another nice first round base auto. Xavier Nines. Lot of batters in the autos to start off these 2 hobby boxes. Steel Hall and Nines, 2 base autos for big names. Theo Geelin Chrome, Dean Livingston, Teran Lorenzo, Dean Moss, Brian Curley, Spencer Jones, Antonio Jimenez, Kason Cunningham, Axis, refractors of Blake Mitchell and Trevor Cohn. Actually, that's probably a really good sleeper. Maybe I'm going to put a bet on that. Carter Jensen. If I can find odds on Carter Jensen, I bet he is not one of the higher likelihoods to win, but he is quietly a monster bat and a good defender. So maybe a deep sleeper, Carter Jensen, who should get a shot at the team right off the bat this year. Let's see. Let's go down with the McGonigal, and let's get the Nyans up there with the other big hits on the board. Nyans hit base autos regular. Yeah, I hit one this break, one last break. I think that might be the first 2 that I've hit, though. I know Brian hit one to 199 as well at some point. Couple of color hits here. Wouldn't mind another true blue auto. Yellow Reptilian for the second time in 2 boxes as well. It is going to be another one. CJ Gray, fun card there. Number 1 of 75 for CJ Gray, bookend Yellow Reptilian. And behind that, is this Caden Kent's hands? No, Jake Monroe's hands. 2 true blue autos in box number 2. Number 41 of 150, Jake Monroe auto. So a couple of hits for Angels. Tim Piastonton on the chrome, Ike Irish for the second time, Cameron Maldonado, Dax Kilby, JB Middleton, Shotaro Mori, Riley Quick, Cade Anderson prize prospects, and refractors of Rainiel Rodriguez and Antonio Jimenez. I think Roman Anthony, yes, I think he was third in the Rookie of the Year voting last year behind Kurtz and Jacob Wilson. I had a futures bet on him last year to win Rookie of the Year, and had it not been for the 2 A's, maybe it would have happened. Couple of true blues out of box number 2, and CJ Gray, our first bookend of the night, 1 of 75 for the 5th round or 140th overall. Not a bad box at all. 2 true blue autos and a Xavier Nines. That definitely never going to complain about that coming out of a hobby. Could hope for a bigger name, but not going to complain about that. And we're going to get a purple as well of Brian Curley, 175 of 250. Ryan Waldschmidt, chrome, Kane Kepley, Braden Montgomery, Ethan Hedges, Slade Caldwell, Brady Ebel back on the board, Adonis Guzman, Travis Bazana prize prospects, Joshua Flores, and Yosuar Gonzalez refractors. I think probably not next week, but the week after, I'm going to start adding some other product breaks as well to our weekly rotation. Definitely going to be running this 2024 Bowman draft box. I plan on running that the first week of March. So Bowman draft super and a Bowman draft hobby for anybody who wants to chase some real big names out of that product. Those boxes were not cheap to pick up the last couple of weeks, but I'm excited to see what comes out of those. Another Murph Gray hit, this time X-Fractor. So we got a base, a refractor, and an X-Fractor of him in this box. Thomas White, Jack Gurvich. I'm definitely going to be running some more 2025 Bowman original release as well. 2025 Chrome prices still really elevated, so we'll see if I can get some of that. George Lombard Jr. Chrome, Nolan Schubart, Jamie Arnold back on the board, Christian Fauch, Liam Doyle, another Zaire Hope Axis, Johnny Farmello, and Miguel Sima getting refractors to finish off the hobby portion of the break. Going to sleeve these cards up, shift some cards over, and then we'll get into tonight's Super Jumbo.
Super proud. So proud of the journey we've been on, crying so much.
And let's get some more top loaders opened up as well.
Delivered our best in Milan 4 times. And so proud of that. We're so lucky to do this. I mean, to be honest, it's a little disappointing. We skated so great and we were so close. That's, like you said, it's something we've been after for many years. But I think sometimes in life you can feel like you do everything right and it doesn't turn out your way. And that's life and that's sport. Like I said, we're very fortunate to get to do this. 4 rounds, 3 Olympic medals. We're married, so we're gonna be fine. We're gonna go home. We're gonna have a life.
You went through all of this together. What's the meaning that you'll take from this for the rest of your lives?
I think we're always stronger than we think. We can do hard things. We can overcome anything. And we've already won in so many ways.
You get the emotion, right? 15 years skating together, the 3-time world champs married 2 years ago, and edged by a team they train with, by coaches they share. French team that came together a year ago.
All right, here we go into the Super. Let's see. Where's Billy and Tyler? Looking for which Billy and Tyler are we talking about? Is Bowman's Best a higher quality product in 2024? That's a good question. I was wondering the same thing when I realized I hadn't purchased any at 12:45, and I went on Topps website and realized it was sold out already. What year is Connor Griffin's first Bowman draft? I mean, Bowman's Best, and does it even matter? I guess is a Bowman's Best just a Bowman's Best? Or the first release doesn't matter as much as it does in regular Bowman. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and all 5 packs out of this Super. As we get more sirens going by. Busy night in New York City. 2024 for Griffin. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to think the 2024 is probably a better product, although the 2025 Bowman and Bowman Chrome classes were extremely solid. So the fact that we have Jesus Madej and that class, Kevin McGonigal, JJ Weatherholt all come in this year's Bowman's Best. Definitely makes it a really solid class there. Rainiel Rodriguez and Elian Pena, really solid Chrome class as well. We're going to get some green to start off our Super Jumbo. And the green is Aaron getting on the board with some color. Numbered 84 of 99, Yosua Lugo for Aaron. Andrew Salas, Axis. Briggs McKenzie, Chrome. Josh Kuroda-Grauer, AJ Russell. James Tibbs, Mitch Voigt, Tommy Troy, Patrick Forbes, Gavin Turley, Xavier Nines, Nick Becker, Hagen Smith, Tanner Franklin, Blake Mitchell, Griffin Hughes, Bryce Cunningham, Landon Hoge, Rainiel Rodriguez, refractors of Griffin Hughes, Bryce Cunningham, Landon Hoge, and shocker, Rainiel Rodriguez, same order as they were in Chrome. Love some good green for you. Aaron, are you located in Hawaii? Super jealous if you are. We actually, I don't know if it's a thing that there's a huge hobby presence in Hawaii, but we get a lot of orders from Hawaii. Like definitely up there in the top few states that I ship to. Hawaii, Florida, definitely up there. Ohio, Arizona, Jersey. Looks like our first auto in the Jumbo is going to be a base. Cade Anderson starts off with the draft night. Liam Doyle, prize prospects. Chrome of Johnny Slowinski. Cooper Pratt. Jacob Morrison. Dante Nori. Ben Jacobs. Sammy Stafora. Dominic Furtan. Travis Sikora. Sean Gamble. Luke LaCourse. Eli Willits back on the board in Chrome. Caleb Lays. Gage Wood, Grant Richardson, Charles Duvallin, Tommy White, and JD Thompson with the thin Sharpie. Interesting. We pulled an auto of him last break. The Sharpie was not as thin in his last auto as it is in this one. Andrew Salas refractor, Anthony Ianson, Elian Pena, and Cameron Millar finishes off pack number 1 of the Super. No huge highlight out of that one. Another Willits. 2 refractors and a base Chrome on the board for Willits already, who went for the lowest he's ever gone tonight. Hawaii and California. Also bought a fair number from sellers in Hawaii. Yeah, there must be a big Hawaii presence in the hobby. Did I miss? 12 packs with 5 cards, 4 autos, and a hobby. Price seems steep. What was the price? I didn't even see because it was sold out by the time I got in. Last box mojo. Let's see if the last 4 packs can bring it. All right, starting off this one, we're going to get a speckle in a Cade Obermuller refractor. Yoswar Gonzalez, Axis. Yoswar Gonzalez, Chrome. Miguel Sima. Sebastian Walcott. Mason Peters. Yoani Morales. JT Quinn. Walker Yannick. JD Thompson. Alfredo Duno. Gustavo Melendez. Malcolm Moore. Kyle Lodice. Mike Sirota. Dean Curley, another Kevin McGonigal on the board. Michael Lombardi. Travis Bazzana, refractors of Theo Gielan. Dean Livingston, Teron Lorenzo, and Dean Moss. Let's see, I think a box was $300 for hobby. $5 a card is definitely on the steep side. Besides the fact that they seemingly haven't made any announcements about Sapphire, I actually thought the price was really fair. $400 for draft Sapphire. $500, $499. In comparison to the prices that every other Sapphire release has been going off at or ending up selling at, that to me was kind of shocking. So fingers crossed that we or somebody we know is able to get some. If anybody does get through on the Sapphire and is willing to sell it to us for cash and avoid eBay fees or fees wherever, definitely reach out. I'll drop the Facebook info, or you could reach out on eBay as well. But I want to make sure we try and get as many boxes of Sapphire as we can to break on here for you guys. So if anybody does get through on Sapphire today or tomorrow, and they're willing to sell their box to us for cash, we will definitely be willing to negotiate a fair price and try and get you guys some Sapphire. We have what appears to be a second base Chrome to start off the jumbo box, super jumbo box, sky blue paper coming up behind the Tate Southacene, and the prize prospects Eli Willits, and it's Grant Richardson, $397 of $499. Chrome of Caleb Bonemer, Murph Gray, Eduardo Quintero, Trevor Cohn, Carson Benj, Brian Curley, Spencer Jones, Antonio Jimenez, Kane Kepley, Braden Montgomery, Ethan Hedges, Thomas White, Jack Gervich, George Lombard Jr., Nolan Schubart, Cash Mayfield, Max Ballou getting the autograph, base auto of Ballou, Alfredo Duno, JB Middleton, Shotaro Mori, and Riley Quick getting on the board with refractors. Quick, Mori, Middleton, and Murph Gray. Then hits for Blue. I think we had a black Blue last break. So Blue staying hot. And now it's time for the color to start coming out. Grant Richardson, sky blue paper. All right, here we go. Let's get to the color. Blue seems to hit a lot in our breaks for sure. It's like Topps scrubbed draft Sapphire from their website. I know. And no announcements of anybody getting boxes yet. Color, we're going to get a mini diamonds insert here. Potential big name. Let's see. Nyan's getting the draft night. And Arjun Namala getting the mini diamonds. 133 of 150. Steel Hall Access insert. Liam Doyle Chrome. Peter Cousseau. Max Williams. Andrew Salas. Anthony Ianson. Elian Pena. Cameron Millar. Connor Griffin. Riley Kelly. Jordan Yost. Gabe Davis, Josh Hammond, Matthew Fisher, Ethan Petrie, Nate George, Joseph Zerwa, Tyson Lewis, refractors of Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon, Jared Thomas, and Brandon Compton. That's 3 breaks in a row where he pulled you an auto. Which one did we get you? The blue? You knew blue's been hot recently, and you went for the right spot. I forgot who it was in the last break, but somebody hit like 3 or 4 autos in the last one, which I guess when there's 20 autos, surprisingly, in a break, that is a possibility to hit a handful of autos. Now let's get some more low numbered. Ooh, something colorful. No, that's just an insert. And we're going to get an auto to 199. Aqua Lava coming up. Shotaro Mori starts it off with a prize prospect. We have JB Middleton in Chrome, Shotaro Mori, Riley Quick, Slade Caldwell, Brady Ebel, Adonis Guzman, Jamie Arnold, Christian Fouch, Aaron Watson, Franklin Arias, Caden Bodine, first time for him, Cameron Nelson, Kyson Witherspoon back on the board, Connor Essenberg, Seth Hernandez, Pico Cone, and our color is nice one. Jamie Arnold, maybe hit of the break there. It's our second big Jamie Arnold auto in the last few breaks. We got a true blue last week, I believe, or blue wave, and a Aqua Lava this time. I think it's Aqua, not teal. Numbered 48 of 199. Good looking hit there for the 12th overall pick. 11th overall pick. I keep getting that wrong. Let's see. Let's keep the Ike Irish up on the stand over to the side. And we'll get the Steel and the Xavier Nyans on the outside with the Jamie Arnold and the Cade Anderson on the inside. Bunch of good hits tonight. Seth Hernandez back on the board in Chrome. And first rounders, Kyson Witherspoon. I got to do the refractors from this pack too. Caden Bodine, double hits for Jamie Arnold. Let's do the refractors before we finish this one out, because there might be another Angel or Jamie Arnold in the back there. Slade Caldwell refractor, Brady Ebel refractor, Adonis Guzman, and it is another Jamie Arnold. So Jamie Arnold getting an auto and a refractor in this pack, and a base. Triple Jamie Arnold hits in the pack. Nice Brady Ebel as well. Double Brady Ebel. And Riley Quick. Solid hit. Congrats, Arnold owner, for sure, with a nice one. One of the names that we've been hot on recently. Really nice top 4 there tonight. Let's see if we can add anything to it. Some solid secondary hits as well with the double blue autos and the Ike Irish in action there. We have a double true blue coming up here. That's interesting. Lots of true blues in the break tonight. Let's see. Starting off, we have Kaysen Cunningham draft night. Our first true blue is Ethan Petrie. First pick of the second round. Numbered 132 of 150 for Petrie. McGonigal Axis. Oh, and the second true blue is a paper. That makes more sense. And that one is a color match Yandel Ricardo. Numbered 93 of 150. Arun Escobar Chrome. James Elwanger. Felnian Celestin, Gavin Killen, and Sean Episcope on the board for the first time. Tate Southacene first time in Chrome. Corbin Dickerson, Jake Cook, Luis Pena, Michael Olavito, second time for him. Yosua Lugo, Gavin Fine. Nice pack here. Matt Barr, Cade Anderson, Sean Youngerman, Cade Obermueller, Charlie Condon. And refractors of Joshua Flores, Johnny Farmello, Mason McConaughey, and Arjun Amala. So very solid pack on that one, too, starting with the 2 blues, continuing with a ton of first rounders. Lots to sleeve up from this one. We're going to like double the size of our chrome pile over here on the side and with this pack. Maybe not. Olavito, South the Sea. Now I'm going to go to the next bottom half pack next. Printing plate would be fun. I like those more than most people. Let's see, South the Sea. I mean, Killen. We'll get a top load on Killen as well as the Yandel Ricardo blue color match paper and the Ethan Petrie sky blue. Not sky blue, true blue chrome. All right, let's save the 2 autos for the end. And let's go for another bottom pack, see if we can sneak in a little bit more color at the end here. And what do we have? We have something stuck to the back of the X-Fractor. We'll find out what that is when we get to it now. Felny and Celestin with the X-Fractor, and stuck to it is a Fuchsia Reptilian of Kyson Witherspoon. Nice one there for the first round starter for the Red Sox. 45 of 199. Willits on the Axis insert. Chrome of Jefferson Rojas, Zach Root, JD Dix, Marcus Phillips. There's Miura, Ethan Conrad. A lot of people on the board for the first time at the very end here. Ty Harvey, Tyler Bremner, first time on the board. Michael Salina, Dean Livingston, Teran Lorenzo, Dean Moss, Josue Briseño, Malachi Witherspoon, Jared Thomas, Brandon Compton, J.R. Ritchie in a refractor, Sean Gamble refractor, Luke LaCourse, and Blake Mitchell. I'm going to lose my stream of the Olympics now. We'll see what comes on after the stream ends. Bremner, Conrad. Actually, let's put that Bremner in a top loader. Miura, Marcus Phillips, Zach Root, I want that gold ink auto in one of these next 2 packs. Kyson Witherspoon, nice hit there for him. I'm going to put that on the stand with the Ike Irish as we get more sirens going by. New York doing its thing tonight. Let's see what I did to the stream. There we go. Yeah, all right. There's something Olympics related on. We'll leave it. Let's keep those 2 up there on the stand. All right, guys, good luck. See what the last sirens of the night bring us with these final 2 autos. We're going to get a base chrome. We're going to get a Josh Hammond. I don't think I've seen a Josh Hammond in action yet, so that's interesting. Connor Griffin, prize prospects, and Yoswar Gonzalez on the sky blue paper. That is 307 of 499. JJ Weatherholtz on the board in chrome. Cade Crossland, Luke Dickerson, Nolan Sailors, Brody Brecht, Josh Owens, Kalen Culpepper, Cooper Fleming, Max Ballou, Chinseng Ko, Dominic Reed, Rock Riggio, Cody Bowker, Leo DeVries, Jake Monroe adding to his blue auto, Theo Gielan, and another nice pitcher auto, Tyler Bremner, the 2nd overall pick, getting a base auto. So not a bad way to do the base in the second to last pack. Refractors of Christian Fauch, nice Liam Doyle refractor, Peter Cusseau, and Max Williams. So 4 refractors, 4 first refractors in the second to last pack. And let's hope for one more color auto. We have 3 base and 1 color out of this box so far. Let's see if we can get One more numbered auto to finish off as Yosuar De Jesus Gonzalez gets a hit. Oh, I see what I did. I put some chromes on top of my refractor pile. We pulled a good number of Bremner autos as well. Get that one up on the stand as well. Bremner, Steel Hall, Xavier Nines, all good first round autos to hit in this one in base. And then the Jamie Arnold on top of it. And final auto of this one. Oh, man, 4 base and 1 color in this one. All right. We have a JJ Weatherholt Prize Prospects. Better be a big name at least. Caleb Wang, JoJo Parker on the board in chrome. Aiden West, Devin Taylor, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Easton Carmichael, Walker Jenkins, Ethan Frey, Joshua Flores, Johnny Farmello, Mason McConaughey, Arjun Amala, Quentin Young, Jackson Wiggins, Jay Shores, Cam Caminiti, and Trevor Cohen is the last auto of the break. Not a big name. Refractors of Connor Griffin, Riley Kelly, JJ Weatherholt, and Cade Crossland finish off the break. So 2 big-time prospects in the refractors to finish off at least. We'll give a top load to Weatherholt and to Connor Griffin. All right, let's see. For those of you guys who are signing off, we are going to be back on Sunday. But in the meantime, Brian is going to be running 2 top Series 1 breaks, which Fanatics did some fun stuff, some really, really fun stuff with Series 1. I don't know if you guys have been following along, but they're giving away randomly from in a pack 2 World Series tickets for the World Series this year. And they also randomly inserted a redemption, which can be redeemed for a 1952 Mickey Mantle. That's crazy. So somebody will get a $180 box or a retail box and end up pulling a 52 Mickey Mantle. First 2 shots at that on our channel are going to be Brian the next 2 nights, Thursday and Friday. He's going to be doing a half case of jumbos each. All right, let's go through the recap of tonight's break. My break on Sunday will be another, what's it called? Half case of jumbo boxes. We're due for more color, I'd say. Cade, Bremner, Seth, Doyle, Eli, another Doyle, Dax, Carlson, Seth, Steele. All right, so our big name Chrome cards. We had 2 Steel Halls, 1 Tyler Bremner, 2 Seth Hernandez, 3 Liam Doyle, 2 Cade Anderson, 1 JoJo Parker at the very end, Gavin Killen 1 time, 2 Gavin Fines, 1 Eli Willits, 2 Dax Kilbys, and 2 Billy Carlsons in base chrome. Our refractors, we had Connor Griffin, JJ Weatherholt, Liam Doyle, Jamie Arnold, 2 Eli Willits, and 1 Xavier Nines, our big name refractors. Going over to the main stack, we had Trevor Cohen in a base auto, sky blue paper of Yosuar Gonzalez, Valiant Celestin X-Fractor, true blue Ethan Petrie chrome, Yandel Ricardo blue paper, Arjun Namala Axis insert, Grant Richardson sky blue paper, Max Ballou base auto, Cade Obermueller speckle, base auto JD Thompson, Yosua Lugo green, Murph gray X-Fractor, Brian Curley purple, CJ Gray on the yellow number 1 of 75 Reptilian, Kevin McGonigal X-Fractor, base autos of Schubart and Nick Becker, Pico Cohen fuchsia Reptilian, Max Ballou sky blue chrome, Kalen Culpepper green paper, Landon Hoge titanium. There's a JoJo Parker refractor that I had in this pile. Cameron Millar speckle, James Tibbs Sky Blue Chrome and Braden Montgomery Sky Blue Paper. So let's put that JoJo Parker in the refractor stack. Then going to the back, our 2 True Blue autos, Gage Wood, number 4 of 150, and Jake Monroe, number 41 of 150. Over to the other side stand, base auto of Tyler Bremner, Fuchsia Reptilian of Kyson Witherspoon, Ike Irish on the inaction mini diamonds, and to the main stand, Steele Hall and Xavier Nyans base autos, both looking really nicely centered too on these big name base autos. And our 2 big pitcher hits, that is a yellow Reptilian of number 20 of 75 for Kate Anderson, and Jamie Arnold with the Aqua Lava number 48 of 199 on the auto for the 11th overall pick. Thank you, Takumi. Thanks everybody who joined in tonight. We will catch you guys back here on Sunday, and definitely keep an eye out next couple weeks. We'll hopefully have some Sapphire posted if all goes well and we're able to get our hands on some, and then some more mixing up of products to come as spring training gets started, with some 2024 Bowman draft, with some 2025 Bowman. So fingers crossed on some 2025 Bowman Chrome. And I think I may go back and even do some 2022 Bowman, which is the huge class that had Ellie De La Cruz and a bunch of other big names in it. So we're going to mix things up a lot over the next month and have some fun. So we'll catch you guys in the next couple of days and couple of weeks.